stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
It must be Friday afternoon because here I am. Here I am. Yeah, I'm going to do this and then I head to the doctor's office. Actually, I got plenty of time. An hour and 45 minutes. An hour and 41 minutes. And then, because I pulled this finger. I was stopping a cat fight. This was a while back. And it pulled my finger out. They gave me a shot because I was getting what they call trigger finger. It was funny. When I was there, the nurse, we were walking back and he's like, oh, you got trigger. It's a trigger finger. I'm like, no, it's not my trigger finger. That's this finger. It's my middle finger. And that isn't what he was saying. The name of the condition is called trigger finger. Hey, Tyler, good to see you, man. Tyler just celebrated 2 years. Woo! Good job. Good job, man. Yeah. I'm a little too overly excited right now. So try and calm myself down a little bit. Made a really good connection today. I could probably go ahead and talk about it a little bit because the people that steal my shit, they don't come on here. I don't even know how to explain it. I made a connection, and what we're going to be doing is we have people that want to invest in recovery services. So I found a very, very big investor and made a few connections, and we're going to take over. We're talking new treatment centers, new detoxes. All right. Imagine you go detox, you finally blow zeros, and you go straight to treatment. Imagine that. All right. No government money. Nope. This is all done on a community basis. And yeah, this is a big move. Between that and going to work at Aurora Mental Health, I think we'll finally find a niche and our area where we can land and help as many people as we can. About time, too. Stupid God's time. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. You know I'm joking about that. All right, welcome to Daily Trudge. Dion, host, most stuff. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch, just like Angel and Tyler did. They came on, said hello. All right. It's Friday. It's Friday, and if you've decided to stay sober today, good job. Yep. Good job. We're going to be in the 12 by 12. Page 92 for anybody that would like to follow along. So I'm just slowing myself down here a little bit. Otherwise, this will be blah, 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 and I'll wear myself out. And yeah, I want to do that. Been rewriting a lot of stuff for my pages through Chat GPT, cleaning things up. Worked on a lot of little things today. And then did a really big thing. I was not expecting that. That phone call was going to be about something else. But see, God has his ways. And you want to know how this all started? I picked a fight. I'm kidding. I was advocating. I was just asking questions. All right. It works. All right, let's get to this. all people, including ourselves, are to some extent ill. Very, very long topic, or very, very long subject line. Now that we're in AA and sober and winning back the esteem of our friends and business associates, we find that we still need to exercise special vigilance. I right now, I am exercising special vigilance because I could go brag, I could go do a bunch of things right now, but I'm keeping it where it belongs. I'm not gonna go on. I'm not gonna make a post about it. The I did make a post saying big things are coming and stuff, but see, I have to specialize special vigilance. Right? What is it against? Well, big shotism. It's gonna say it next, bro. It's coming up. I already know it is. I've read this a lot. Right? As an insurance against big shotism, we can often check ourselves by remembering that we are today sober only by the grace of God, that any success we may be having is far more his success than ours. Oh, that's right.
That's the biggest thing.
See, it's only by the grace of God that I'm even sober and able to make these phone calls. And it's only by the grace. Well, what does that mean? Well, the grace of God. What is grace? Well, grace is a free gift. Hey, Charlie, good to see you, man. Welcome. Good to see you. All right. So, things can get exciting. They can't, because you're starting to feel better. You got a good night's sleep. A lot of your problems disappeared because they weren't real. And now you're confronting these things and you're becoming a better person. And maybe you get trusted with a key to the church or something, or something like that, right? These can be exciting things for us. To think that I was going to become a person doing what I'm doing with what I was doing, I didn't think this was going to happen. I had no idea. Right? But any success that I am having is only because of the grace of God. Finally, we begin to see that all people, including ourselves, are to some extent emotionally ill, as well as frequently wrong. Frequently wrong. I'm going to tell you, this is something I say a lot to professionals, and I say it here often too. Yeah, and this goes for me too. Absolutely. An alcoholic without accountability will do the wrong thing. We don't mean to. We don't go out of our way to do the wrong thing, but we do. It's our nature. I need guidance. Yeah. Right? Now, when I got that phone call, I was very, very excited, right? So I told a closed mouth friend what was going on. That's all I needed. I don't need to go bragging about it or anything else. See, the fruits of the labor will appear. They'll appear. And I could either go out and get accolades from my friends, or I can wait on the gift from God. And I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I already know my friends love me. I don't need their accolades. Sure, it's nice. Sure, it is. But the gift from God's going to be much better than anything that I'm going to ever dream up of. Always it works. It always happens that way. All right. So we also saw that we were frequently wrong. And then we approach true tolerance and see what real love for our fellows actually means. All right. I'm going to say a line. You may not think it's love, but it is. You can lead a horse to water, and you can't make him drink, but you can shove his head in there and make him wish he did. Oh, that sounds, well, that's violent. No, I'm going to do it with love. You know why I'm going to do that? You know why I'm going to dunk your head in there? You know I'm going to shove your, let's just get fine. Let's get mean about it. You know why I'm going to shove your fucking head in there? Because I need you to realize that the consequences coming up are something you don't want. I'm bringing your bottom to you. Why? Because I love you. I will confront. I will advocate. You can dislike me all you want. I'm still going to save your children. I'm still going to do it. Right? Angels saying, tell me. I already announced it here. Girly. I have an investor, a very large investor. I don't have an investor. I met up with an investor. I'm making some connections. It's not going to, they're not investing in what I'm doing. What I'm doing is helping us get more treatment, more detox, more halfway houses here in Colorado, because enough is enough, right? So that's kind of what's going on, right? It will become more and more evident as we go forward that it is pointless to become angry or get hurt by people who, like us, are suffering from the pains of growing up. Woo! Here I am, 54 years old, growing up. You know, I was just telling my friend Amber the other day, I'm like, I'm 54 and I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I don't. Because I'm probably gonna be a Toys R Us kid for the rest of my life. See, we didn't get childhoods. I didn't get a childhood. Okay. I didn't get one. I was either taking care of the kids or I was grounded. No, but I have. So now I find myself playing more. I still play video games. Love video games. Right? Finished Spider-Man yesterday. And now I'm playing Miles Morales Spider-Man. I was so glad they did that they diversified Spider-Man. I thought that was so cool. I very much enjoy that. All right. So what does that do? Well, it means that, wait a minute, because since we're our own worst critics, right? Because if you talk to me the way that I talk to me, man, we'd have a fight. So I don't let me talk to me that way anymore either. No, not anymore. If I call myself a name, I apologize to myself immediately. And I say it out loud. I don't say it in my head. I say it out loud. Sorry, Dion. I shouldn't have said that. All right. But then we can understand, we can at least have a little bit of empathy to understand what somebody else might. You know what? If they're going through half of what I'm going through, no wonder they're acting that way. Because, see, I'm fortunate. I have the tools. I have God. And I might be the only representation of God for them that day. Being nice to somebody, holding space for somebody else can change their entire week. You can change somebody else's day just because you wanted to be kind. Right? I tell you now, if you are my friend and you are out there fucking around, I'm going to put my foot up your ass because I love you. I know it sounds mean, but it is not. What do you think a 12th step call is? We're kicking a man while he's down. But it is so we can get them to understand the consequences, that their behavior is not acceptable in this world, and that they're not alone anymore. That they don't have to do it by themselves anymore. That's the big part. See, when I'm shoving that horse's head into the water, what I'm doing is providing hope. Now, if I didn't have a solution, that would just be cruel. But I have a solution. You have a solution. Okay? We're not rough. It's not tough love. It kind of is. Right? But we get to do those things because we are alcoholic. Another conversation I had with a lot of professionals. Even the guy I was talking to earlier. Okay? He's what I call a servant's heart. So not a drug addict, not an alcoholic, but been very affected by the disease and decided to get into the industry to help out. Right. But one of the things that I kind of talk to about professionals is this: I get to say things you don't. I do. Like God. I was funny because when I was talking to this guy, I'm not going to give his name. Not for anonymity reasons, but because I'm selfish. No, I'm not going to let you have my resource. Not yet. Right. And he agreed with me on that. And then he said, you know what? Thank you for bringing up God, because there is a big proponent in what we do. And this is a clinical guy coming from a business side. And even he's like, look, yes, we need God in this. Absolutely, we do. Yeah. See, this place is spiritually based. God handed it to me on a silver platter. God's up to something, right? And no, I'll say it again, there's no money coming to Dion. I don't work that way. If God decides that he wants to give me a chunk of money, he's going to give me a chunk of money. That's how my life works, right? So we're changing. We're changing, right? Such a radical change in outlook will take time, maybe a lot of time. Not many people can truthfully assert that they love everybody. I do. I love you for who you are. But here's the thing. It's actually easier for me to love you than to like you. I'll love you for who you are. You're a child of God. That's my requirement. See, when I don't put expectations on things. Now, liking means friendship and things like that. And then that's when I get particular. And that's going to take time, maybe a lot of time. I've had some people tell me, Dion, you're really hard to get to know. I know I seem transparent and vulnerable and stuff here. That doesn't mean you know me. I'm using experiences and opinions and stuff, right? But, I just haven't been the best of friendships. So there again, I'm learning, right? Here I am, 54, and I have the best friendships I've ever had in my life. Well, except for one other point. But I don't like to talk about that because it makes me sad. I'll talk about it. When I came into the program the first time when I was 18, I knew a lot of people on this program. A lot. Right? And I'm sad they're all gone. They're all dead. Right? There's one meeting called Bill's Brown Baggers Primary Purpose Club. I helped start that meeting. There's only 2 of us left alive that helped start that meeting. And it's not going to be long before I'm the only one. You know how many people that go to that meeting and that's their home group know that? None. They don't even know. I was talking about how I miss a lot of my friends. Yeah, they're all gone, man. I miss them. I miss them a lot. All right. So most of us admit that we have loved a few. I love this next part. It's hilarious. That we have been quite indifferent to the many, so long as none of them gave us any trouble. Yeah, I'll tolerate you as long as you don't give me any trouble. Such an alcoholic thought process. I love it. And as for the remainder, well, we have really disliked or hated them. I'm not even big on dislike. I used hate so much and used it so willingly. What's the word I'm looking for? It was easy to hate. Maybe that's the best way to put it. All right. I don't want to live in that life anymore. I don't want deep hate. I'm still working on dislike. That I am still working on. I'll be on. I gotta be honest about it, or what are we gonna know what to work on, right? So, although these attitudes are common enough, we AAs find we need something much better in order to keep our balance. We can't stand it if we hate deeply. Yeah. We're too sensitive, man. For us, hate and anger leads to death. It does for non alcoholics too, but here we are being extraordinary again, where we take this hate further than other people. Right? I'll sit around and think of the different ways that I can hurt you. Nah, no, thank you. I don't want to be that person anymore. And I can't stand it when I hate deeply. Now, the idea that we can be possessively loving of a few, can ignore the many, and can continue to fear or hate anybody has to be abandoned, if only a little at a time. So thankfully they gave me that, right? Even if it's a little bit at a time. I'm getting better at it. Yeah. Now, my advocation is not hate. That's doing the right thing. Right? Because if you get into this industry, whether you're charging or not, and you have people listening to you, in my book, you are considered a person of trust. And therefore, you best know your HIPAA. You better have a good set of ethics. And they better be pretty strong, and they better be based in God, or it's going to be pretty tough. Angel says, I thought I was hating, but God showed me that I was just hurt and shocked and disappointed. Yeah. Hurt can turn into hate. Absolutely, it can. Yeah. Hating and anger is the default emotion. That's what happens when you get into these other things, right? We can try to stop making unreasonable demands upon those we love. We can show kindness where we had shown none. With those we dislike, we begin to practice justice and courtesy, perhaps going out of our way to understand and help them. All right, be careful on that one. Okay. You know the saying, kill them with kindness? Don't do that. It doesn't work. That's manipulation. Well, I'm going to be overly, you want to know what I do with people that are overly kind to me? I don't really talk to them because they're doing this. And I know they don't like me. I don't care if they don't like me or not. That's their problem, not mine. That's not my problem. Okay. And I know when somebody's killing me with kindness. Now, in this case, just look for things about them that you appreciate. You don't have to say anything. Do not give fake compliments. That's the worst. When somebody gives me a fake compliment, then I really know. Okay. So this is an inside job. Yeah. Whenever we fail at any of these, we can promptly admit it to ourselves, always, and to them also, when the admission would be helpful. Right? Now, it doesn't say if we fail these people, it's whenever. What does that mean? It means it's going to happen. It means you're a human being. We're in step 10. I call step 10 the human step. It gives you the right to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's the action that comes after that matters. Right? Courtesy, kindness, justice, and love are the keynotes by which we may come into harmony with practically anybody. When in doubt, we can always pause, saying, not my will, but thine be done. And we can often ask ourselves, am I doing to others as I would have them do to me today? Right. Hi, Samantha. Good to have you. And Samantha says, love this. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. Right. What is the Daily Trudge about? Well, I talk about the hard stuff here. I try and be transparent. I make mistakes here. We correct them. Sometimes I sing. Sometimes I dance. Sometimes we have kitty cats. All right. I've been doing this for 7.5 years now. I've been going live every day. And yeah, you know, and I'm still going with it. So I really appreciate that that you like this. I've noticed a lot more listeners lately, so thank you for that. I appreciate that. If you ever have a topic, something like that that you want to hear about, send me a message, and I'll even give you credit for it. I don't mind. We're not here to take credit. We're here to get better. I'm here to help other people. And notice there's no donate. There's no show me your likes, your loves. No, this is just a very raw, real, safe space for us to come and talk about these harder things. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.